Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, I wanted to talk about Agentforce and the different flow types your agents could utilize. We will cover auto-launch flows and prompt template flows, go over the use cases, go over the agent configuration and the flow configuration. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the flow types is auto-launch flows. This is best used if you need your agent to call a flow to quickly pull back a record, update a record. One simple use case would be like, hey, we have an account. Can you just update the industry to whatever I tell you to update it to? These run very, very quickly, very easy to set up, and you will utilize these in a lot of your agents. The next are prompt template flows. So these flows help add context to your prompt template. So say you have a topic that summarizes accounts and related records. So you could have your prompt template, you could add all your account fields, and then you could call these prompt template flows to query the related records and add context to that prompt template. So one familiar use case is summarize this account and the related context, right? So you would have all your account data in that prompt template, then you would call the flow to query the related contact and add that context to that prompt template. So in summary, I created this quick table that you could take a look at. It kind of highlights the purposes of each flow and when you would utilize those flows. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the demo. So I have my Einstein Logics Lab account here. You could see that the industry is banking. Let's go ahead and update the industry to energy. So we'll go ahead and we'll prompt our agent. It went ahead and executed the action and updated our industry. So how do we get this done? We will go ahead and go into our employee agent. This agent has two topics, and we'll click on the update account industry. Here in the topic configuration, I gave it some a high level description, scope, and some requirements. Just telling it whenever the user prompts, like, hey, exactly what we did. Like, hey, can you update the industry to whatever I tell it? Go ahead and enter this topic, and then move on to the actions. In the instructions, I'm specifying that we're using the standard identified record by name to pull back the account details. To capture what it thinks the industry is from the prompt, and so forth. So you can tell these instructions are not deterministic. They're very, very simple, high level, and that's how you should go about when you are designing your agents. Jumping into the topics, like I just mentioned, we have our standard out of the box identify record by name topic and our update account industry. In this agent asset, again, I'm reiterating its instructions to, whenever we actually hit this point, to take in your parameters, which would be account ID and the industry, pass it into the flow, and then we will have an output of the account record. That's why you see this box. I'm specifying I want to return these fields. So jumping into the flow, I have one output, which would be my account record, two inputs, which is the account ID and the industry. Here I am just having update records. I'm specifying the account ID. So I'm pulling back, saying, hey, the ID of the account is our passed in ID and the industry is our passed in industry. Go ahead and run this update. Then I am requerying this record just to get the updated values. And then I will be able to specify what fields I want to show on that card. So a few of the fields are null, right? So that's why they didn't show up. And then I'm go ahead and I could assign the record we just queried to our output variable. So here, obviously, you can specify whatever fields you want to show, whatever you think is most useful to the end user. Next, we will go ahead and demo the prompt template example. So I'll just ask it, like, can you summarize this account? So we're just asking it to summarize this account. In theory, this should output a little text blob of the account summary based on the fields we passed in, as well as it's listing the contact, their department, role, and contact information. So this might be useful for like a new sales rep who got an account assigned. They just want a high-level summary. What have we done on this account? Maybe we could add open opportunities or cases, stuff like that. So they just have a quick few paragraphs about what's going on this account. So we'll go back into our agent and we'll go into the account summary topic. So again, this is very, very high level. I'm just telling it like whenever a user prompts for an account summary of a specified account, we should enter this topic and run these actions. So this actually, I don't believe, has been updated from my last video when we were doing the headless account summary calls. So we'll jump into the topics. Again, I'm using the identify record by name, and then I am calling my prompt template. So here, this stayed exactly the same from the last video. So I don't believe this is auto generated for you for the summary and the response. This instruction, I believe, is just pulled right from the prompt template. We'll go ahead and open our prompt template. Again, this stayed the same from the last video, or at least the top half. We're asking for a few sentence summary, passing in a bunch of account fields. Then in addition, we added this bottom section saying that we should summarize contacts, right? And then I'm calling a contact summary flow. So let's go ahead and take a look at that flow. Contact summary. So here I have my record triggered prompt template flow. I am passing in an account record, right? So that's the account record that we queried in this with the standard action. We'll go ahead and pass that in. Then we'll query the related contacts based on that account ID. Make sure to select all records. I'm storing all the fields. Then we have a decision to make sure we actually pulled back contacts, right? So we don't loop over a list that does not exist. So I'm just saying if that list is not null, then go ahead and we'll start looping over our contacts. And then we are using the add prompt instructions node to actually add prompt instructions to that prompt template. So I'm just saying for each contact record in your loop, I'm passing these inputs. I'm passing in name, title, department, email, mobile phone. If we do not have any contacts in that list, I'm also adding instructions saying there are no available contacts. So if we actually would go run this agent on an account that didn't have contacts, it would just simply say like, hey, there is no contacts available. So in summary, that's how you would utilize Autolaunched Flows and prompt template flows. I will continue this Agentforce series. Been working on a lot of cool agents for some clients. If you guys have any recommendations or requests for future videos, feel free to reach out or reach out on LinkedIn or YouTube, and I'll try to get to them as quick as I can. Well, thanks for taking the time to hang out with me for a few minutes, and I hope this helps you. Take care.